News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Report released on a fatal plane crash near Ronan. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Thursday, January the 8th, 2015. Right now we have the sky. It's mostly clear. We do have some fog in the area, and it's chilly. It's 13 degrees in Missoula right now. Our newscast this morning is sponsored by Dig It Excavating, bringing 30 years of excellence to every job. The number to call is 214-4292. Investigators for the National Transportation Safety Board say a plane made, quote, several erratic maneuvers, end quote, before it crashed into a hillside near Flathead Lake in northwestern Montana last month, killing the pilot and injuring a passenger. The Flathead Beacon reported yesterday that investigators say the two-seat Piper was flying low to the ground before the crash, and witnesses say the plane's engine accelerated and revved just before impact. Killed in the crash, 33-year-old Brett Thoft of Wasilla, Alaska. His passenger, Tim Schaus of Lake County, was critically injured. According to preliminary reports, Schaus bought the plane September 30th and was learning to become a pilot. Just before the December 16th crash, Thoft, a Federal Aviation Administration certified mechanic, replaced the propeller on the airplane. Missoula City County Health Department says flu cases are on the rise in western Montana and could be connected to a different strain of the virus. Health Promotion Coordinator Cindy Hotchkiss has these details.
In Missoula County, we've had about 120 cases of the flu reported to us this year so far. Not this year as in 2015, but this flu season. We got our first cases the last week in November, and we've definitely seen a jump in cases in the last week or so.
Hotchkiss says there's one strain of flu that's come to the attention of healthcare professionals.
The flu that we're starting to see circulating is the H2N3 version of the flu, but there's been a little bit of an antigenic shift, which means that it's very close to what's in the vaccine, but not exact.
Hotchkiss says there have been no deaths reported due to the flu in Missoula County, but over a dozen have been hospitalized. According to the website flu.gov, the flu season usually peaks in January and February. The latest shot of winter dumped up to a foot of snow in parts of Montana this week. The National Weather Service reports snowfall totals from Sunday through Tuesday include 12 inches near Roundup in Musselshell County, 11 inches at Silvergate in Park County, 10 inches in the Hardin area in Bighorn County, and 7 inches in the Billings area. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks closed the Big Bend fishing access site of the Missouri south of Great Falls until further notice because people were getting stuck in the snow. Walk-in visitors are still permitted. Strong winds are expected to cause blowing snow in eastern Montana, including Miles City, Glendive, and Glasgow today. A fire that broke out in the Majestic Valley Arena near Kalispell last Saturday now appears to have been arson-caused. Flathead County Sheriff Chuck Curry has that.
The Flathead County Fire Investigation Team did determine that the cause of the fire was arson. That investigation, at least as to the origin of the fire and the manner of the fire, is complete. It's now being investigated by the Detective Division of the Sheriff's Office. We've got some leads we're following up on, but it's still pretty early in the investigation.
Firefighters were able to contain the blaze to an office by the nearly 66,000-square-foot arena. However, a rodeo and team roping championship had to be canceled because of that fire. Yesterday, Montana Senator Steve Daines condemned, quote, the partisanship and political games, end quote, including President Obama's recent veto threat that, quote, have delayed the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline for more than 6 years, end quote.
You know, I think the pipeline checks every box of common sense. It's environmentally sound. It creates jobs, it's economic opportunity, and it's going to help us towards North American energy independence. So the question, why are we still waiting? American people have sent a strong message that they are ready to remove any roadblocks that President Obama intends to put in the way.
According to the State Department, the pipeline will support 42,000 jobs during its construction.
The time for partisanship, the time for political games is over. It is time this Congress and this government gets to work for the American people and start getting results for this country. The polls are clear. 67% of the American people want the Keystone Pipeline approved. 75% of Montanans want the Keystone Pipeline approved.
Up to 830,000 barrels of oil per day would be transported through the pipeline, including 100,000 coming out of Montana and North Dakota's Bakken formations. 10 other states are urging a federal court to review from scratch the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's recent decision that Riverton and surrounding lands in Wyoming remain legally Indian country. The other states filed a brief this week with a federal appeals court in Denver. They don't take a position on the EPA's determination that the Wind River Indian Reservation in central Wyoming was never diminished by federal action 100 years ago. The other states in the suit are Alabama, Colorado, Idaho, Kansas, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Utah, and Montana. After the Veterans Affairs system faced a national scandal over long wait times for medical care, it began a system of town hall meetings to help create dialogue between VA administrators and the vets they care for. Montana Veterans Affairs Public Information Officer Randy Martin says one of those town hall meetings will be in Missoula later this month.
Town hall sessions were an initiative by the new VA Secretary, Bob McDonald, in order to build better relationships with our patients, with our veterans across the U.S. And in Montana, we had town hall sessions at Fort Harrison in September and in Billings in November. And so now we're going to have a town hall session in Missoula, and we're really looking forward to coming out January 14th.
Martin wants to remind vets that they don't have to wait for a town hall to air a complaint or propose a solution.
We want our veterans to know that we don't have to wait for a town hall session to have dialogue with our veterans. We are listening to our veterans 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We care about our veterans. So the town hall venue is important, but it's certainly not the only way.
You can address comments or questions to townhallquestions@va.gov. Montana gas prices have been plummeting for weeks on end, and the first week of January is no different. Petroleum analyst Patrick Dehan has this week's update.
We have seen some sub-$2 a gallon gas prices come back to the state of Montana and Billings, where some of the wholesale clubs are charging $1.93. Meanwhile, Montana's statewide average has dropped to $2.20, an 8-cent drop over last week, and a massive 80 cents lower than where prices were a year ago.
The drop in prices mostly due to a decision from OPEC to keep oil production high and damage American petroleum interests. News Talk time now is 6:10.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Low clouds and patchy fog this morning with a mix of sun and clouds by the afternoon. High temperatures will top out in the low 30s. Winds will be breezy with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.